morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Lou Ann and welcome to Blackberryrock Homestead. Well, this is my last video for Make It May. It was somewhat, I really don't think it was much of a success. But maybe I'll try it next year and go from there. Anyway, so this recipe that I'm making, I'm sharing with you a recipe today. Sorry there wasn't no crafting video this week, but it is what it is. So we're going to do a canning recipe. It is out of the Ball Canning book. I'm going to do a little bit different. These are fresh tart cherries. So I'm going to make cherry pie filling. Let me turn the camera on. Let me show you. I got about probably a half a gallon bag of cherries that I picked. And I do have a jar of cherry juice. I'm going to add all this. And we got to drain them. You're supposed to have frozen, but I think I have frozen, but I'm not 100% from last year, which I probably need to look in the freezer and see. We need to drain our cherries. That's the first thing because we need 4 to 8 cups of cherry juice. So let's get these draining, and I'm going to look in the freezer too. And if there's any frozen, I'm going to put it in here as well. So we've drained our juice, our cherries. Some of them are still frozen, but it'll be alright. I got 4 cups of juice that has a little bit of sugar to that. I'm going to add a cup of pectin, half a teaspoon of cinnamon. We're going to whisk this together. I'm going to need to add 3.5 cups of sugar as well to this. So we need to whisk. I've added my 3.5 cups of sugar. We need to whisk this together and get it all until it starts to ball and starts to thicken. So, and that in the background is my bread maker. Making citrus rye bread, which you can find that Saturday on Luann's Kitchen, but this is Make It May. So I'm using produce that I got off of my cherry tree, which there are still cherries on there, but they're busted. Can you use busted cherries that's on the cherry tree? And this is a tart cherry. First time making this. Never made tart cherry pie filling before, so we'll see how it goes. So to my understanding, this has got to be thick. It is coming to a boil for sure. I'm going to go ahead and add my 1/4 cup of lemon juice to it. This may boil over. I hope not. So stirring constantly. Gotta bring it to a boil and boil it for 1 minute, and then we're going to add our cherries back to it. So now we need to return this back to a boil, and those cherries right there, them yellow, they were ripe when I juiced them. For some reason they turned yellow. Weird. So we need to bring this back to a boil before we go and put it in our jars. And I do have my canner full, and it is going with the heat underneath it. This is first time making this tart cherry pie filling. I've been told these cherries make excellent pies. So now we've got to bring this back to a boil before we put it in our pints. And you can can this both in pints and quarts. So I'm hoping this is really delicious. I'm seeing a dump cake in my future using this cherry pie filling, and maybe some pineapple that I've canned in the past. So, and making up not a store-bought yellow cake mix, but a homemade yellow cake mix, you can do that.